Hi, Eric Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I'm going to speak to you about the new 16 to 50mm by Fujifilm, among more things. Well, more things. You didn't know that. Oh, Olivier Saint-Géry from Fujifilm brought me more gear. This one we're going to speak about here, but also new X-T50. I'll leave you the link to the video here, and also the new medium format camera, the GFX 100S Mark II. I'll leave you the link here. But today I'm going to speak about this one. This video I speak about this one, the new, well, you'll see. Okay, so let's start. Just one thing I want to have really clear: every time a new product comes out, if a YouTuber has it before the announcement day, some people start to speculate if he's getting paid, if he keeps the product, all this. So let's be clear. First, I don't have this lens anymore. I had to give it back to Fujifilm France. Second, I'm not getting paid and I say whatever I want. And third, I paid myself for my plane ticket to France, so I would be able to try it. So if someone comes here to make some nasty comment, it's better if he moves on. Okay, so let's speak about the lens. This lens is what it used to be, the typical 18 to 55mm we could find as a kit lens, and many people would look at it as bad quality because it was plastic and things like this. It was unfair. In French and in Spanish you call it paper press, like you put some weight on paper so it doesn't fly away. It was not always fair because sometimes the optical quality was not that bad, but in this case we are speaking about something completely different. We speak about a metal build and also a good optical quality. So and if we look at the price, it has nothing to do with a basic lens. Okay, this is why my thumbnails writes gold nugget. Well, yeah, basically because we'll see the quality is there. Okay, to give you an idea of the way it looks, here I'm going to show you a close-up video. But one thing, I think in this video, I don't have the lens anymore to show you, so I cannot show you. I think I forgot to say that when you actually change the zoom focal length, it doesn't get, the lens doesn't get longer or shorter. It's internal. So yeah, it's a proof of quality, and second, it's really interesting for people who do video. If they use a gimbal and then they're going to change the zoom to have a different focal length, they don't have to balance the gimbal again because the weight is already there. It doesn't get longer, so it's not going to change the balance. Okay, so that's a good point. So I'll show you the close-up. So here's the new 16 to 50mm 2.8 4.8. It goes up to f22. Completely metal. It includes the sun hood, so that's great. Here you have the manual focusing ring in case you wanted to manual focus. Here you have the zoom ring from 16 to 50mm. Here you have a switch if you want to have automatic or decide yourself on the aperture. You have the aperture ring that is clickable. Obviously, there's no aperture mark in the way that the maximum aperture could be from 2.8 up to 4.8, depending on the zoom position you are, and then up to f22. It's completely metal, really beautiful. So here's the lens together with the X-T50, really beautiful. The size is really nice. Obviously, it's a bit bigger than some kit lenses because it opens from 2.8, but still I think this combo is a winner. Obviously, you can get this lens on any other Fujifilm camera, although I say it's a kit lens, okay, but you can get it out of a kit without any problem because it's really a top quality lens. Really, really, really beautiful, I think, together this way, okay? The aperture goes from 2.8 to 4.8. That's not really luminous for some people, 4.8, but I think for that kind of lens, that's fine. It's like some type of trans-standard lens, that's fine. But also it's not because this way they get maybe a lower price, it's also because they get a smaller lens. So I think for this is perfect, that's fine for me. I'm really happy it includes sunshade, so sun hood, so that's great because for that price tag I think it's normal they include it. Not every brand does it, so that's good. It includes a small pouch, so you can keep it. I always love small pouch. I don't always use them, but it's great when you put it in your pocket to have your lens protected, or into your camera bag. That's good also. And the filter diameter is 58mm, which is really standard. So maybe you already have some filters you could use on it. So that's perfect. I'm going to show you some pictures I made with this lens and the XT50. Some of these photos are actually on the XT50 review also. And one thing, this gear is was not public yet, I would say. So RAW developer could not recognize the RAW files or the lens. So it means that I prefer to show you all JPEG. As I prefer, because I actually managed to open the RAW file in the software called Iridian Developer, but it would not apply any correction, any instruction, I would say. So it would not be fair to show what I got. So I prefer to show you the direct, the JPEG direct out of the camera. And I think the results are great. So when you get the definitive firmware and that RAW developers can actually read these RAW files and apply a correction for this lens, then the result will be even better. So far what I've seen is great. So I look forward to have the definite result, but so far so good. I really like the compact aspect it has, and also its weight, 240 grams, which is great. It's actually 70 grams less than the 18-55. So now no excuses for not having it on the camera all the time and bringing this lens on the camera anywhere you go. So good news for me. A lens can be beautiful, metal, or anything you want, but what is important is the optical side of it. So we're going to look at my chart to see the result. These are JPEG, so it means the result with the definitive firmware and properly developed from a RAW file, the quality would probably be even better. So we're going to have a look at it anyway. But Iridian is not applying any lens profile. It means there is some important deformation at 16mm. So I'll show you 1 second so it gives you an idea. So that would not be fair to judge in Iridian, because when you get the camera, the lens, if you get it, your software will be able to apply a lens correction and get what I get right now as a JPEG, okay? And probably even better from the RAW to JPEG than just a JPEG, okay? So we're going to check the JPEG to have an idea. I'm going to test on 16, 23, 35 and 50mm. Here we are on 16mm maximum aperture. I see that vignetting is really corrected and no deformation at all because it's corrected. If we check the RAW without any profile, yes, there is some distortion, okay? So let's check the center. Center is stunning at 2.8. Let's check the border. Not as good, okay? And the corner is not too good. This is because of correction, and also because it's not the definitive version of the firmware, obviously, okay? Let's check at f4. Center is really good. Border is getting better. And corner is still really soft, okay? A bit lousy, okay? 5.6. Center, perfect. Border, really good. Corner, really good. Could be better, okay, but that's not bad, okay? That's not bad. For 16mm, that's not bad. f8, let's see, the center is perfect. Border is really good. Corner is really good. It's not perfect, it's good, okay? So f8, it goes fine, okay? The center at f11, really nice. Border, okay. Corner, bits of softness because diffraction is entering. F16, center is a bit softer now. Yeah, bit drop of sharpness. Same thing with corners and borders. Because F16 there is some diffraction, okay? That's normal. F22 probably the same. Yeah, we saw already on the center. It's a lot more softness, okay? So I don't bother with the corners, okay? Let's go to 23mm maximum aperture, which is 3.3. Let's check the center. Perfect. It's stunning, the centers, huh? Really incredible. The border is not bad. It could be better, okay? It's still soft. Corner is soft, okay? That's normal, maximum aperture. Let's check f4. Center, really good. Border getting a bit better. Corner, still soft. Let's check 5.6. Center is perfect. Border are really okay. Corners are almost there, okay? f8. Center is perfect. Border, did I say f8? Yeah, border is really okay. And corner, it's almost there, but still not there, okay? I think on 16mm corners, we never reach the top, okay? f11. Center is fine. Border is not bad. And corner is same as before, okay? f16, probably the same thing. I don't even, yeah, softer, diffraction is entering. And f22, obviously, yeah, diffraction is already here. I don't bother with the corners, same thing, okay? Let's check 20, that was 35mm now, okay? 35mm, maximum aperture is 3.9. Let's go to the center. Center is perfect at any focal length. Center is perfect from maximum aperture. Borders are really good already, and corners too. So on 35mm, we really get good from border to border, and perfect in the center and good on the borders. Okay, let's 3.9. f4 is going to be the same thing. So let's check 5.6. Center is perfect. Borders perfect. Corners perfect. Yeah, stunning. Huh? Okay, so let's check f8. f8 center is perfect. Border is perfect. Corner is really good. Okay, so let's check now f11. Center is perfect. Corners is good. Start to have some diffraction entering, and border same thing. Okay, f16, now we should see a drop of, yeah, a bit less sharpness in the center. Same thing in the border. Obviously it starts to have diffraction. And on 22, same thing. I don't bother with the corner because it's getting worse. Okay, so let's check on 50mm 4.8. Center is perfect. Border is really good already, and the corner is already good. So 50mm is stunning from border to border for maximum aperture. Let's check on 5.6. Center is perfect. Now borders is perfect. Corners really too. It's really good. f8. Center really good. Borders too. Corners too. Okay. Now let's check f11. That's good. The center, the border and corners, diffraction is already entering. f16, we see a drop of sharpness because of in the center already, because of diffraction. Same thing on border and corner. 22, obviously, yeah, we notice that it's a lot worse. Okay, so I don't bother with the center, with the borders. Okay, so now let's check field curve. So start on 50mm. I focus on the center. Let's see the result. Maximum aperture. Now let's check the border. Bit soft, okay, as we knew. Okay, so now focus on the border. Still soft on the border. Okay, and focus and check the center. Same thing. So it means there is no field curve. So that's really good. Okay, let's check on 35mm center. Okay, it was focused here. Maximum aperture. Border obviously soft because it was maximum aperture, but we need to see if it's because of softness or because of field curve. I focus on the border, we get the same result on the center. No field curve at 35mm. Let's check on 23mm. Focusing on the center, maximum aperture, the border soft. Okay, now the other way around, focused on the border, we get the same result, and center same result. No field curve on 23mm. 16mm, check the center, check the border. We know it's really soft. Okay, but now focusing on the border, we get the same results. and the center, same thing. It means there is no really field curve. I'm really surprised by the quality of this lens. Obviously, if you check the RAW without any correction, you notice some distortion that is important, and vignetting. But this is something, if you develop the RAW having the lens profile, you will not notice ever, as we can see here on the JPEG straight out of the camera. Actually, the results you will get are likely to be better when you work directly with the RAW and develop it, okay? So, really, really recommendable lens, incredible. Checking a chart is good, but real life is even better. So this is actually how we could use, we should use a lens. So let's speak about the flare. Well, unless you point directly to the sun or a strong source of light, there is not really much flare. The contrast keeps there, stay there, it's fine. And when you have it just in front of you, yes, you do see flare. You actually, if you close the aperture, you actually get some sunstars, as many people like. So I think the way it behaves in light, in bad situation, strong source of light in front of the lens is not bad. One thing I really love about this lens is the minimum focusing distance of 24 centimeters. Not from the front lens, but from the sensor. So it means you can really get close to your subject. And many people, they don't actually want to do macro. What they want to do is proxy. And with this lens, you can do it perfectly, as I'm going to show you some samples. And honestly, I think you could save some money on a macro lens if you don't always want to do macro, or you don't normally do macro, but you do like to have a close-up on an insect or flower, things like this. This is really a great lens for that. If we look at the out of focus part, the famous bokeh, well, I think it is soft, transition are really smooth, really nice. I think it's a really nice lens, and this result very often I see them more on a prime lens than on a zoom lens, and I think this bokeh is really beautiful, and people who want to have an out of focus background, they can get it easily without much problem. If we look at the results, I think that this lens, I tested, I've just seen 16, 23, 35 and 50 millimeter. From 35 millimeter on, this is really a great lens that has nothing to be shame about or envy any other lens. That's great. If we look at 16 and 23, even if it's not perfect on the border, hold on, I'm checking this JPEG, okay? We'll see when we get the definite version, will be probably better, but still, the results are really good. And I think it's a great idea to have changed from 18 to 55 down to 16 to 50, because at 50 millimeter 4.8, you could use it as a portrait lens for that part, okay? And 4.8 still gives you out of focus part behind your subject, and the sharpness is stunning, really good. And when you have 16 millimeter instead of 18 millimeter, well, for street photography, for landscape photography, I think it's a big plus. So I think it's been a clever move to go down from 18 to 55 down to 16 to 50. I think it's more efficient and more versatile for the user. Some technical data, 16 to 50 millimeter is the equivalent full frame of 24 to 76 millimeter. The build is 11 elements in 9 groups. The minimum focusing distance 24 centimeters. The maximum aperture 2.8 to 4.8 up to f22. It has 9 blades in the aperture, so the iris. So it explains a bit the creamy out of focus part. The bokeh is really nice. The filter size is 58 millimeter, and the size is 65 millimeter by 71.4 millimeter. I remind you, it doesn't vary as the movement is inside. It doesn't get longer or shorter, so that's a good point. And the weight 240 grams. This lens is weather sealed, and it's the optical quality is thought for this new generation of 40 million pixel APS-C sensors. So this is really a great successor of the 18 to 55 millimeter, giving all the optical quality you need on these new sensors. Adding that it has a new autofocus motor that is more precise, faster and silent. So yeah, everything makes this lens a lot better than the one before. So who is this lens for? Well, very often I receive messages like, Eric, I want to go traveling, I want to bring only one lens, what do you recommend? This one. Or I do some trekking and I cannot bring much weight, just one lens, which one do you recommend? This one. Or I go around my house and go to my son's birthday or sport or whatever, maybe not sport really far away, okay, but something, yeah, excursion and family photography, what do you recommend? This one. Well, actually, honestly, this lens is for everyone. I think every Fujifilm X user should have this lens because it's really so versatile. The quality is good, the image quality is great, the weight, the size. Honestly, it's completely recommendable. And I think this is a great successor of the 18-55. I think it's not great, it's a gold nugget. I think for the quality you get for that type of lens, it's just simply fantastic. So yeah, completely recommendable. What is the price of a gold nugget? Well, this gold nugget, well, there are two prices. One you will probably like, the other one maybe not, or maybe both you don't like, or both you like. Well, if you buy just a lens, it costs 799 euros. Is it expensive? I think it is not. For the quality it gives, it is weather sealed, the size, the weight, the build, the image quality, I think is a good price. But it can be even cheaper. If you get it in a kit with the XT50, it will cost you half of this. So about 400 euros, 399 or something like this. So yes, it is a great price as a kit lens. So I guess they will make more kits, not just with the XT50, probably with the XT5 or maybe the XS20, I don't know. But if you have the opportunity to buy any Fujifilm camera and this lens comes as a possible kit, don't even think about it. Get it, because for this 400 euros it costs as a kit, it is brilliant. I think even without being in a kit, it's a great price. So for that price, 50% discount, this is great, no brainer, nothing to think about, get it. So my conclusion, well, when they told me they were making a 16-50mm 2.8, 4.8 and it would be in some kits, I thought it would be like some kind of normal lens. I did not expect that quality, so I'm really surprised. I know that normally Fujifilm doesn't make kit lenses that are really basic, they always have a certain level, but still I think this is a really great lens, and for the price it has, even as a standalone without any kit, I think the price is fair for what they offer. I think it's completely recommendable. I'm really surprised by the quality I got, and this is why I put gold nugget question mark. Yes, for me it is. Obviously there are some better lenses, prime lenses or more expensive lenses, but for this kind of focal length, zoom lens, the results are just brilliant. So yeah, the price, the value for money, yeah, it's the one of a gold nugget, no doubt. So if you're interested in getting it, I'll leave you a link in the description where you can buy it. So thank you so much, Fujifilm France and Olivier Saint-Géry for lending me the lens. Thank you to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links of everything I reviewed by K&F Concept, Sandmarc and Flashes by Westcott, more affiliated links, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much, please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye!